This is one of the wildest police chase and crash I've ever seen. It ended with the suspect behind bars for 20 years and his girlfriend in a wheelchair for the rest of her life. On October 4th, 2025, Arkansas State Police clocked 23-year-old Dustin Paulman flying down Interstate 49 at 92 miles per hour in a stolen Jeep. When troopers tried to pull him over near exit 65 in Fayetteville, he refused to stop and took off toward Garland Avenue.
Not far enough, bro. Southbound,
As he barreled down Ora Street, he lost control, slammed into a utility pole, and rolled the Jeep, throwing his girlfriend from the vehicle in the process. She wasn't wearing a seatbelt and suffered life-changing injuries as she hit the ground.
I've got one on the ground, passengers on the ground. Stay still, stay still. Stay still.
Please help me.
Yes, ma'am. What's hurting on you?
Everything.
Okay, stay still.
Paulman tried to run but didn't make it far. A K-9 unit caught him within minutes. His girlfriend survived but was left paralyzed from the waist down, already wanted on a nationwide warrant. Paulman is now facing a long list of charges including felony fleeing, kidnapping, and drug possession, enough to keep him behind bars for decades. The Jeep was confirmed stolen the night before. On October 5th, 2025, in Springdale, Arkansas, a white Honda CBR tore down US 412, blasting past traffic at 90 miles per hour in a 65 zone. When troopers tried to catch up, the rider, 22-year-old Jimmy Townsend, blew through a red light and cranked it up to 130 miles per hour. Even after the bike hit 140 miles per hour, Trooper Chris Belt stayed glued to his tail. Townsend weaved through oncoming lanes, blew through intersections, and tore past a busy park filled with families. Arkansas troopers are just built different. This guy wasn't getting away.
Still out there, you're coming back up to Lakeview. If you can cut him off up there in that intersection, hold it.
He's down. He's down.
Townsend came hurtling down South Turner when Arkansas troopers sprung the trap. They blocked his path, cut off every escape. He slammed head-on into the patrol car, catapulted off the bike, and crashed hard into the grass. Even with a 600cc Honda, you can't outrun Arkansas state troopers. After a hospital check, Townsend was booked on felony fleeing, reckless driving, and multiple traffic charges. He's now staring at over a decade behind bars. This is what you get when you try to outrun legendary Trooper Bird. October 2nd, 2025, a black Dodge Charger was clocked at 105 miles per hour on Interstate 630, weaving through traffic like nothing could stop it. The second bird hit the radar. The driver, Willie Smith IV, pulled a reckless U-turn on the interstate and started going the wrong way, forcing innocent drivers onto the shoulder to avoid a head-on.
Clear Rock Engineer, and that is 53 for item 46.
North on Barrow, coming up to Markham, notify LRPD.
North on Barrow.
He's going, continuing across Markham, onto, come on, cars. On the Brookside, running Barrow. Notify alert.
Smith blew through red lights and pushed 90 miles per hour down city streets, swerving into oncoming lanes. For a brief moment, he managed to slip away from Trooper Bird, but his little victory didn't last long. Corporal Ben Ibarra spotted him a few minutes later on Markham and picked up the pursuit. Smith tried one last U-turn, but Corporal Ibarra was ready.
We got one gun point. Markham and English. Markham must be 976.
Get in the car.
Bitch!
Smith lost it, kicking, fighting, and trashing the camera inside Bird's unit. Moments later, he was cuffed and hauled to Pulaski County Jail. With felony fleeing, resisting arrest, and other charges, he's facing up to 12 years behind bars. On April 1st, 2025, in Barton, Arkansas, a black Dodge Durango and a black Camaro were caught racing from a red light like it was a drag strip. Troopers Matthew West and Richard Bubba Smith spotted the reckless launch as the Camaro, driven by 23-year-old D'Alexander Robinson, blasted south at 78 miles per hour. When the lights and sirens came on, Robinson punched it.
Please, about 135.
just lost it. 10, negative, was not a TBI. He lost it.
10-4.
4-2, go ahead and start at 10-16 and get us some help down here.
10-4.
14-12. We're just around the corner from Wycamp.
At around 130 miles per hour on a slight curve, Robinson lost control. The Camaro shot off the road, slammed into a culvert, and flipped violently before landing upside down against a gate. He spent the next month in the hospital recovering from the crash. And if convicted, he could spend the next 15 years in prison on charges including felony fleeing, racing, reckless driving, and more. On February 7, 2022, troopers clocked a black Chevy Malibu speeding at 91 miles per hour on Interstate 85 near Buford Drive. When pulled over, the driver, later identified as Corianna Lewis, gave a fake name. She probably thought a little lie would buy her time. But when a supervisor showed up, she slammed the gas and turned a traffic stop into a high-speed pursuit. Lewis pushed the Malibu to over 130 miles per hour, weaving through traffic and using the shoulder to get around cars. She flew off the exit at Sugarloaf Parkway, ran a red light, and kept pushing through heavy traffic with zero regard for anyone else on the road. Lewis tried a wide U-turn on Old Peachtree Road near a school zone, but the trooper moved in and rammed the Malibu onto the sidewalk, ending the chase in seconds. Moments later, the car ignited and firefighters rushed in to secure the scene. Lewis was checked by EMS and taken to Gwinnett County Jail. With felony fleeing, reckless driving, and multiple other charges, she's now facing years behind bars. On August 5, 2021, Glendale officers spotted a silver sedan on San Fernando Road with tinted windows. Inside was Genaro Salcedo, already on probation for a weapons charge and rumored to be armed. When officers moved in for a stop, the 19-year-old driver, Mark Magana, hit the gas.
This driver's driving, that is going to be hard to do, to stay on the tail of this driver, but you can see how this driver's kind of just getting stuck in all this late afternoon traffic, but the police department saying, nope, we are sticking with you. Wow, almost losing control there as he weaved around that car, choosing a different direction there. And this, I could tell you, Courtney, this is one of the craziest pursuits I've seen in some time. This car going about 70 miles an hour through these surface streets, almost losing control there at that intersection where all that traffic was. This is a extremely dangerous pursuit.
Colton, Micah Ullman here with you as well. And as we watch this become increasingly dangerous on surface streets, oftentimes law enforcement will actually back off and try and calm things down. It doesn't appear at this point that these officers are willing to do that.
That's right, and what we're hearing is that, you know, backing off of this pursuit hasn't really seemed to slow down this suspect. The suspect is simply wanted for a traffic violation, starting probably 30 minutes ago, and it's just the suspect has just kept driving quite erratically since then. You could see it kind of doing that loop there through that residential area. Luckily, not a lot of people. So just wow, just missing those cars into that power line there. Wow,
okay.
that is quite the ending to this pursuit. We sure hope that this suspect is okay. Now the police have to figure out how to secure the situation. You have down power lines, and they're going to have to protect the public there too. So they're going to take this slowly. They're going to call fire and ambulance services to the area to stage for when they get this suspect out of the vehicle. But right now, with that armed and dangerous
Magana lost control, slammed into a utility pole, and the car rolled onto its roof, snapping live power lines. All 5 people inside somehow crawled out alive. 3 were hospitalized, 2 arrested on the spot, and power to the neighborhood was knocked out. The fact that they all survived is a wild reminder of how far car safety has come. A real-life 5-star Toyota crash test. June 20th, 2024. Milwaukee officers attempted a felony stop at North 17th Street and West Vliet Street on a stolen vehicle tied to 2 armed carjackings earlier that same day. Inside were 6 suspects, including the 17-year-old driver Calvion Jeans and 18-year-old Ashley Patterson. What started as a traffic stop quickly escalated into a dangerous pursuit through the city.
You're now southbound on 17th Street from Vliet. Vehicles in the wrong way of travel. White Chevy Trax, go ahead, patch us with the sheriffs and patch us with D5 right away, please. 3233 in pursuit of a white Chevy Trax. Opens to the car, continuing northbound. White van hit on the freeway, notify the sheriffs. The occupants seem to be okay.
Somebody stop with the car, make sure they're good.
Somebody stop with that vehicle, make sure they're all right. Continuing northbound on 43, speeds are 88. Traffic is moderate, road conditions are dry. There's a white Chevy Trax, no plates, occupied 4 times, wanted for an armed robbery out of District 1, continuing northbound. Northbound on 43, crossing North Avenue, speeds are 79, traffic is moderate. Continue carjacking District 1. Alright, continuing northbound, 43 north, passing Keefe. White Chevy Trax, no plates, occupied 4 times, wanted for armed robbery, carjacking on District 1, speeds are 70.
The chase ended on Interstate 43 near West Vienna Avenue when the suspects ran into a construction zone and were trapped between barriers and a cement truck. Workers were nearby when the driver began reversing and ramming a squad car. Officers gave commands to stop, but the vehicle kept moving.
Looks like they're going to be blocked by construction equipment here.
Stop the vehicle!
In those critical seconds, one officer opened fire, hitting 2 suspects inside. Jeans was shot in the arm and jaw, while Patterson, who was pregnant, was critically wounded. The baby didn't survive. And if that wasn't wild enough, officers recovered a stolen deputy's firearm inside the vehicle. Yes, these teens had actually stolen a cop's gun. Now they're facing huge charges. Jeans could get up to 114 years, Patterson and others up to 60-plus years, and ringleader Samira Dean up to 72 years. What a crazy set of choices for a group of teenagers. On October 5th, 2025, Trooper Bluford spotted a blue motorcycle with no plate flying down I-30. The rider, Craig Washington, glanced back and probably thought a fast bike and the Arkansas highway were the perfect combo to outrun troopers. He couldn't have been more wrong. Washington pushed it up to 120 miles per hour, slicing through traffic, cutting between cars, and riding the shoulder like it was a racetrack. He made it 8 miles down the interstate before exiting at 133, where Trooper Highland jumped in to keep the pressure on.
We blew through guys for ease. We're west on the West Surf Road. No traffic. Turning a right. Continuing westbound on Surf Road. White male, white shirt, he's signaling this, but he's signaling speed's 30. We're at University in the Frankfurt Surface Road. We might be stopping now. No, we're just taking off. We're north on University. White traffic. Turning left.
Washington bailed off the bike and sprinted through the grass, but you don't outrun Arkansas troopers on foot after failing on a bike. Heland took him down within seconds. Washington was cuffed and hauled to Pulaski County Jail. With charges for felony fleeing, unsafe lane changes, and speeding, he's now looking at up to 6 years behind bars. On February 17, 2017, on Interstate 40 near Geary, Oklahoma, a driver flagged down an agent, reporting that someone in a white car had just opened fire and shattered their window. Minutes later, troopers and agents spotted the suspect vehicle, driven by 40-year-old John Douglas Hayes, and the pursuit was on.
Looks like we have another unit from, I don't know, maybe Union City with us now. We're still southbound.
Copy. Another unit with you, hands up on 81. Do you have a description of the vehicle and possibly a tag?
Hayes pushed the car eastbound on I-40 for nearly 10 minutes, refusing to stop. Troopers knew they weren't dealing with a traffic stop. They were chasing an armed and dangerous suspect.
Okay, I think that's going to be Mustang PD. Okay, he's picking up the speed quite a bit. He's going into oncoming. Okay, we have a crash. Vehicle stopped. Stand by. Start EMS.
Hayes crossed the center line and slammed head-on into a semi-truck. The impact was devastating. Hayes died at the scene, and the truck driver was hospitalized and later released. A shotgun and spent shells were found inside the car, linking him to multiple shootings reported earlier that morning. On September 17, 2025, Trooper Hunter Schwantz spotted a blue Mustang with its plate removed flying down Interstate 40. If you're driving around with drugs and a gun, maybe don't make yourself a moving billboard for troopers. But hey, criminal IQ isn't exactly known for being high. The second Schwantz saw it, the chase was on. The Mustang pushed up to 91 miles per hour near the Hernando de Soto Bridge. Schwantz closed the gap and delivered a clean pit. The Mustang slammed into the guardrail.
Show me your hand! Show me your hand! Put both hands on the vehicle! Show me both your hands, you will be shot! Is anyone else in the vehicle with you? You're the only one?
Troopers boxed in the Mustang and pulled out handgun and around 4 ounces of marijuana. Butler was cuffed and hauled off to Crittenden County Jail, facing felony, fleeing, reckless driving, and drug charges that could land him behind bars for more than 10 years.